Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live Q&A session where this with his new lights. What do you think Chris's lights? Let us know. I have new lights as well and a new background. So what do you think of my lighting? Not quite as good as Chris's, but let us know. But we do have Randy Day back from the boys. So be back in the office and hang out with us chaps. You must be the only man on the planet that likes hanging out with us, Mr. Rodé, but hope you enjoyed your holiday. And Mullins is here as well, Mr. Mullins. Does Craig Mullins pop up in your stuff as well, out of curiosity?
It pops up here and there. Not any paid or any like ads or just random stuff.
Yeah, he fucking pops up everywhere for me, man. Everywhere I go, Mr. Mullins is there. So he's often upset me.
Oh, it's not just me. I thought it was me. It was cracking up. I thought it was just my.
Give me a second. Pull. Something.
Uh-oh.
Again. One better. Can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah, I wonder. No, it's cracking up. I don't know why. Dude, when we were talking before, it was crystal clear. It was perfect. It's kind of wild.
Fuck it all up. But am I better now, Chris?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. I don't know what you did, but it just keeps cracking. I guess we're just a bad day. I got to get you on another day. I got to get you on Tuesday after the be like, hey, after this one.
Yeah, what I'm going to do, Chris, is I'm going to leave and come back while people let us know where you're from. Everyone's completely fucked up, so I am going to leave, come back, see if that helps. So give us 2 secs.
Cool. I'm going to be here. So awesome. Yeah, we're going to wait for Craig. So I see everybody. SEO Underground. Great to see you. Randy's here. Hey, Randy. Michael Likens. Good to see you. Hope I didn't butcher your last name. Good to see you. Craig's audio's messed up. Yeah. Well, we're going to sort this. We were talking beforehand, and it was crystal clear, man. It was like a beautiful day, so all right, what's up, gents? Jason says, what's up, man? What's up with you, dude? Just hanging out, having a good day. It's going good. Day's going good. American ISPs are much better. Oh yeah. Yep. Ken Diamond gives me a star. Chris, hey, thanks. Oh, what have I been working on? Well, tomorrow we have a group coaching class. I think during that time I've been trying to get some more people in there for an index training, which we're going to go over and crack a few gags. That's funny. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me okay, Chris?
Yes.
Perfect. Hopefully. Yeah. So Craig's jersey. John Bell is back. He is your friend, Chris.
Oh.
Paul Delaney. Okay. Stephen Theo. Paul Hogden.
Hey, Paul.
And Likens. But yeah, keep the questions coming, or keep the questions coming in, guys, and we'll be happy to answer whatever you guys want to talk about today. But Chris, I've got a few questions for you before we do go into any kind of questions from the public.
All right.
So how's the tool going? Still going well? Going strong?
Tool's going well. It's good to have people up on there because we were able to figure out a lot of things that I didn't see beforehand. So the people that got on there that were like, "Hey, Chris, no problem, good job." I'm going into the processor so I could give them another month. So just stick in there. They're working on it. They're making a staging section. I'm balancing it a little bit differently. Just adding some other features that we need. And the people that didn't give me a hard time, and they were like, "Nah, we're all good. I'll double their time." When I go in and I check all the emails where they're like giving me heck, they want the stuff to work, but they were, not being cool about it. I'll refund them, and then everybody else, I'll double their time. So, aside from that, working on a training, indexing, stood in the rain for a promotion. So we're doing that tomorrow. I'll give you a coupon at the end, Craig, for everybody that's here today. That's what I've been working on. The tool. Did you have other questions? I'm sorry.
No, the other question was actually relating to this rain situation. So I seen the video in the rain. What the fuck? Like, why?
Well, it was crazy. I was here with my good friend, and dude, it was prime opportunity. It started pouring down rain. I said, dude, I'm coming out with a training. I was like, let's go outside real quick and record me. And we hurried up and did it. I did like 2 takes of it. It was like pouring, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It looked like proper rain.
It's crazy. Yeah. I did that for like a new training. And plus I'm trying to get people into the group coaching class. So it's like, it's the group, and then in the group, I'm going to showcase the couple of methods. A bunch of methods.
Interesting. BKSEO code nerds are here, but first question.
Code nerds, I saw you're sitting in top 3 now. Okay. Good friend of mine. We were talking. He was page 2, middle of page 2. We had one little session. He did the work though. So don't, it wasn't me. I told him, hey, this. He did the work. Boom. Number 3. I won't say the keyword, I guess, but it's a hard keyword.
Taking action.
Proud of him. Yep.
Best thing. Key. I like hearing that. So well done. John Bell, though, has his first question. What are your thoughts on Google Stacks, Chris?
Yeah, I think they're phenomenal for getting tested for keywords, and I think they're great for link hubs, right? So it's a hub, it's connected to everything, and it's good for getting tested for other keywords, right? So, much like a lot of other things, when you run a lot of searches related to a particular brand, whether they're human or done with a automation, you tend to find that you start getting tested for that. So also, man, I think there's something there when you create all of those elements inside of there. I don't know. There's some kind of correlation. I can't pinpoint it between what you're putting here. And then I go out onto Google Maps. It just seemed like it just worked so easy for me. It's an interesting thing. But that's my thoughts.
Try them, John Bell. You try StackSEO. They always work well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Always try. But
sure.
Another question from Mr. Richard Sachs. Hello, Richard. Does the new July Google update affect GMB listings, as ours is showing up for all our keywords now and we're above our competition? So do you think the core web vitals, if that's what the update actually is, was impacting GMBs? Is this pure coincidental, or what do you think's going on here, Chris?
Yeah, I did notice. I think there's definitely been an update overall. I don't know if it had anything to do with core web vitals, perhaps. I think it's just a quality assessment and an update, clearing out spam. I noticed a lot of little test pages that I had on a couple sites that I owned that were just getting wiped out. And I don't know. I have like a runner that checks these links that I build at a lot of links. And I noticed a lot of those got wiped too. So something's been going on. I don't think it has anything to do with core web vitals though. No.
Do you think Google just regularly now just flush out the bullshit?
I do.
So to speak. Yeah, I think along those lines as well. And quality is, whatever you say, what I can't remember exactly what the word you used, but quality assessment on these websites, I think, is something that Google have to do. They need to get rid of some of the garbage that's out there, free up some space for some of our good stuff.
That's it.
So, yeah, but it's always a good thing, Richard, when you go up. So long may it continue, or long may it stick there. Yaswanth Kumar, does profile no follow links help boost your SEO?
So I don't think that there's any one thing that you can attribute to boosting your SEO. I think that SEO in general is a overall conglomerate of different things, right? And it's like, we look at SEO as a piggy bank. Each one of those things is like a penny in the bank, right? And then at the end of 10 years, you might have, I don't know, $4. But no, I don't think it's any one thing to contribute to SEO that you're like, oh, it was that. I think it's build your foundation, and then you build your regular links. You have quality on page, you have quality links from relative sources. And then if you want to diverse your anchor text, then profile no follow links can aid with that. But as far as attributing that to a overall successful campaign, I highly doubt it.
Yeah. So yeah, as Chris says, mix it all up, do a bit of everything. The best way to do it. Code Nerds, we said hello, but yeah, he's also saying, yes, sir, your methods work, man. Of course they work. A lot of people just don't try it. My thing with SEO people that want to learn is they can absorb the information, but not many go away and actually do what you've suggested they do. And that's a massive problem, either because they're lazy or one reason or another, or don't have the skill set to do it. So taking action always has worked for me. Great to hear. But question from BK SEO, does hidden content like an FAQ impact your SEO, Chris?
So answering questions within body text and having it placed into schema on every page is helpful in any campaign where you're answering questions. So if I'm going to take recently asked or frequently asked questions, create and feed that into my articles, and then add the schema that correlates with that connects with that on each of the pages, is that going to help me overall? Definitely. So yes, but again, it's going back to that concept. Like, is this one thing the thing that does it? No, it's just another penny.
Yeah, agree. Another question from John Bell. What are your thoughts on building location pages on Web 2.0s for landmarks and local points of interest, backlinking to your money site to build local authority? Is that something you would do, Chris?
Well, creating and utilizing Web 2.0 properties has changed over the course of, in the last, I'd say, 2.5 years. I'm only taking the Web 2.0 properties that are getting rewarded by Google, right? If I'm looking in the top 1, 2, 3 pages and I don't see a Web 2.0, then I feel that it's being devalued for that SERP. I think I know that Google it's a SERP by SERP basis. So is creating just a bunch of random Web 2.0s that aren't being rewarded by Google for my particular SERP going to benefit me? No. But if you're looking at the top 3 pages and see a Web 2.0, I'm going to make sure I build those. So that's the answer.
Yes, that is the answer. Craig Mullins has also given us an answer on, I think it was Richard Sachs' question. There was a different GMB update that happened recently. Not sure it's related to the Google Core July update, which is probably right, because there's the Core Web Vitals coming out. Doesn't mean that everything else that happens can be attributed to that update. There's multiple updates, so that is, you're just going to have to brace yourself. There's more and more updates coming out all the time. Daniel Douglas, though, just checking out ODYS age domains, still getting my head around how I need to recreate the previous URLs and maintain topical relevance. So Daniel was on the show yesterday asking questions. He's part of the NFG group, and he is trying to get his head around. I'm not sure, Daniel, what do you mean? Are you struggling to get your head around why you need to do this, or you're trying to get your head around how you do it? Because there are 2 different answers there. We suggested yesterday that, it's important to build out the old URLs and the content where possible. You want to try and keep that topical relevance and then switch it slowly. If you are going to try and pivot away from that, you have to join the dots for Google, make Google see what you're doing and understand what you're doing. If you simply just do a 301 redirect or anything else, then you're going to lose a lot of power, a lot of links and everything else. So that is why you build it out. But let us know more, because I don't know if I picked that question up wrongly. Chris, did you pick this up in the same way I did? Or
how I need to recreate previous URLs? I think you answered it. I mean, it's easy. Find the pages that had the links, rebuild them. Go to the Wayback Machines, figure out the content, make sure you're getting the heading, get the structure right, and then restart getting that traffic, and then get credit for the links. And now go build out the rest of your site. And then once you start getting credit for the links and you start getting that traffic back, if you want to dead those pages, go ahead. But I wouldn't, and I'd probably redirect them first into a page that you're trying to promote now that's fresh. But we got to recreate and get those links back. We got to get that traffic back. And we need to get credited like it was before. So that's why, and that's the how. So hopefully that helps you.
Hopefully, Daniel, obviously he was looking for the steps. 1, the Wayback Machine. 2, grab an Ahrefs or SEMrush. Check out the backlink profile. Check what pages those backlinks are linking to. Recreate those URLs. Grab the content from the Wayback Machine. Job done. So there you go. Easy peasy.
Easy.
If it's not on the Wayback Machine, Chris, have you any other tricks, ideas? Because Craig Mullins is saying where to find the URLs. So if, for example, and I know the answer to this, and I know what your answer is going to be, but just for Daniel, so that he can get his head around this, if it's not in the Wayback Machine, what do you do?
Not in the Wayback Machine?
Yeah. So if you grab an H domain name and the website, there's no URLs in the Wayback Machine. When you click on it, it says, oops, we don't have any content for this. What would you do in that situation?
Usually it's going to show at least the page, and it's going to give the first snapshot. I'm going to check the other snapshots. There's generally it's going to give me the structure at least.
But say it wasn't there. What would you do?
I wouldn't be looking at that domain. I would have did that homework first.
Yeah, exactly. So Daniel, if you're looking and you tell me that you can't find it, then look for a different H domain name. One that, part of the research of this whole process is getting the domain name, checking it out, then buying it, because what I'd be looking for is something that has tons of content, something that I can get up and running very, very quickly.
I was thinking, wait, is there something
No,
else?
there was no trick question. There was no trick question. I just wanted for Daniel, in case he has looked at a domain name, then check the Wayback Machine, and he's like, there's not a lot of URLs here or whatever, I can't really find anything. Avoid it like the plague. But the great thing with ODYS is, I don't know for certain if they 100% put everything up that is in the Wayback Machine, but I'm pretty certain they do a lot of quality checks, and I would imagine that if you're buying from them, there will be stuff on the Wayback Machine for that. So, yeah, just check that out. But yeah, simple and easy. But Craig Mullins, where to find the URLs? Wayback Machines, stick your stuff in and off you pop. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm not sure how experienced Daniel is. I'm making the assumption that you're not overly experienced, but yeah, it is what it is. But but don't overthink it is the point I'm trying to make with Daniel Douglas. Don't overcomplicate this in your head. Do not think it's a big job. It really is as simple as going there, grabbing the domains, grabbing the content, boom, 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 job done. End of story.
You don't even, honestly, too, and this guy said it here, and you might not get the maximum benefit, but if you find the backlink, you now know the URL. You now know the heading, the title, the H1, right? You can you know where that link was going. And then if you're seeing if you're seeing it in Odie's and you see that, hey, they're trying to sell this, I'm sure that there's probably other good backlinks going to that page, because what you'll find is there's probably only a couple pages that are getting the good links. So, and would you go through and create every single page, or just the pages that had value?
I'm only interested in adding the ones that had traffic and value. I mean, you could potentially look at a website that had 500 pages on there. If 20 of them were getting traffic and they had link value and everything else, then why would I do anything over the 20? That would be my theory. I've not got a lot to lose over that. So personally, I want to make sure that anything that was getting traffic, I revive, and from there, we'll see what happens from there. But I'm not interested in putting up garbage that didn't work. So Sashi says, look for the backlink and recreate URL. CBD Cake says, I seem more passionate when he talks about domains. I've always loved PBNs, expired domains and all that stuff, so I do get passionate about it. I don't get passionate about GMB stuff because it's not really something that I play with and not something that excites me. But grabbing a good age domain name is, I don't know, it feels like I'm robbing someone. And when you see the value in it and you grab it and you just fucking run off, you're like, fuck. But yeah, so there you go.
I love the Wayback Machine.
Randy also puts in ODYS also do this as a service, so they can do done for you websites. They can add content for you, take it from the Wayback Machine, write new content for you and everything else. So there you go. They've done an awesome job for Randy. Is there an alternative to the Wayback Machine that you're aware of, Chris?
I mean, I've seen some plays where they were trying, but nothing as vast as, what is it, 440 million domains, and then think about all the snapshots. There's nothing like that. No.
Not that I'm aware of
like
on
that.
the market. Yeah. Daniel Douglas is saying, cool, thanks fellas, looking forward to learning and moving forward. Good luck with it, Daniel. Keep asking questions, and listen, you're in the right places to be asking these things, so keep the questions coming, mate. Sharif, what should be the density of targeted keywords in a 3,000 word blog? Is there such a thing as keyword density, a percentage that you can give, Chris? I know people used to talk about keyword density years ago. Do you still throw about a figure, or is this guy thinking about it all wrong?
I don't think that there's a magic number. I think it's going to be slightly higher than the top performers for the keyword, right?
So,
and you don't have to match word, but you do have to match the words, right? And how many times they're being used. So there's not a magic number. I saw a video, a popular guy, which blew me away, and he said 2%. And I was like, can't be. That's not true. That's not true, dude. Yeah, because I see a lot of winners now. When you get into these competitive markets, I go in to check for what's in their heading tag and title, like the dent, they're at 5-6%. And I'm like, whoa. So you just got to keep edging it.
Check what the people that are winning are doing. You've got tools, Phrase, Surfer, POP, things like that you can analyze what these guys have got, and as Chris says, either match it or slightly get round, to the positions that they're in and the volumes that they're using, because they're ranking in page one. So what they're doing is clearly working for now, and that will give you that figure of what you need to achieve for that particular targeted keyword. So there are tools that can help you do that, mate. So check them out and go with that rather than some random ass figure that people throw about. And I agree with Chris. There's no specific figure that we can give out, whether that's 2, 5, 6, whatever. So do what those guys that are winning are doing. BK SEO. When it comes to an FAQ, I have an element on my page where people have to click on to actually see the content. That's what I meant by hidden. It's not necessarily an individual page.
Right. That's normal. Yeah, they're called accordions. That's typical. But when you check the source code, it's all there, which is what Google sees. So it's irrelevant what a human sees. We're concerned is make sure though it's in that, make sure it's not in like hidden in JSON, because we were hiding stuff in JSON and all kinds of crazy stuff. 10,000 words is loaded in the background. When I think hidden, that's what I start thinking about. But no, that's normal, man. That's no problem, my friend. No problem. It's a benefit.
Justin Weaver, what has changed after the core June update? Any helpful tips?
I haven't seen it. Well, for me, I mean, to be honest with you, man, I don't even care. It's the same thing, like it's the same process. I mean, nothing's, I don't do anything different. I don't even care about an update, to be honest with you.
I think you've got the right kind of thought process, Chris. I think people become so hung up on these updates and what might or might not be the situation with updates, and they'll start, optimizing the shit out their website for speed or whatever the kind of supposed thing's going to be with the update. And I think for me, I like to see when an update's rolled out, see how it impacts the website and then tweak the website. But you should always be trying to think of future-proofing your website, trying to do everything as best you possibly can, and you will see less volatility when these updates are rolled out. So try to future-proof your website, and by that, I mean if you've not got schema, do it. If you've not got a fast-loading website, do it. If you don't have a GMB, get one. If you've got content on there you've maybe not tweaked, for a few years, go on there, analyze your content, try and do it better, try and get better rankings for that. That is, quality, as you said at the start of the show, Chris, the quality that Google's looking for, the bar is raising all the time, from website to website. It's not a case of slapping up any old garbage anymore that's just going to rank. There is, you need entities to prove who you are if you want knowledge graphs and all of this kind of stuff. And there's an element of quality control that Google are doing, and you need to tick as many of those boxes as you can. And if you do that, you won't have to worry about updates. So doing the best job you possibly can rather than focusing on what this one core web vital update is going to do. I'm not even sure it's been released yet. I've heard it was July. Has it even been released, Chris?
Again, I haven't seen anything. I think they talked about it, but I don't know.
But I have had people ask me over the last few weeks, what do you think? Or, how's this update impacting you? I'm just like, I'm fine. All is good, but
it always impacts the stuff because you work on projects or you have stuff and that it's not like you skipped a couple steps maybe, or you were rushing or put it up on a crap server and then forgot about it and you started working on other stuff. You always know that those sites are going to be impacted by whatever's going on. You go back and you're like, I should have did this and this and this. But if you follow
it tends to be the case with a lot of people's websites or affiliate websites or whatever. If you're running 6 or 7 different projects and, one of them is really good and the rest are all just slapdash approaches, then you are going to be slammed. So it's all about that quality thing, as I say. But BKSEO is asking, should he display the content right away or leave it as is? He heard somewhere, can't remember where, that this should not be done. So he's using the accordion to hide a certain amount of text. Is that a bad thing, or should he be showing the content or leave it as it is?
Well, as long as it fits into the flow and it makes sense for the page where it's placed, and you're not literally, it's not nefarious. You're not hiding the buttons and all this kind of stuff, right? As long as it fits with the flow and it's valuable to the end consumer, the reader, there's nothing wrong with having it that way. It's perfectly fine.
A lot of e-commerce websites have that because they want you to see the products and they don't particularly want a lot of stuff. So they'll have like a read more or whatever that opens up. Loads of websites have it. So do not worry.
They allow it. They read it. It's fine. Yeah.
And Craig Mullins is saying density can be different for every keyword. See what other people are doing that are in the top 10. Good advice from Mr. Mullins. Good afternoon, ZE Electrical. Hope all is well. BK BKSEO says thanks, as does Sharif. All-purpose work. How to jump to the first position when you're stuck at 8 or 9. I have the highest number of backlinks as compared to the competitors. Is it only backlinks that rank you? Should you be doing better on page? Should you have better internal links, topical clusters, silos, and everything else?
All that.
Yes. So there's a lot more than just backlinks, but being there is a good sign. You just need to do fine adjustments to see, if you've got more backlinks than everyone else, then it's clearly not backlinks unless you're, looking at volume rather than quality. But I would be looking at doing better on page, see if you can get that up higher. Once you get into the top few positions, I'd be playing around with CTR, would be what I'd be messing about with. But Chris, what are you saying to it?
Yeah, you're on page 1. This sounds to me like on page and clicks. So I'd go buy some traffic, pick your poison. I'd probably just go see Caesar, go see Google, get some clicks over to the page, buy some traffic, and go in there and retweak that content. Go into your schema, I would retweak the content for sure. And if you think you did a good job, just make sure. Just go analyze yours against theirs. Go plug in SEO quick, go match the densities, fill in enough LSI terms, go use end topic, throw in the words that you need, right? If you see the top performer has a video, add a video. You see a form, go add a form, right? You see an embed, great, go put an embed in there. I would retweak the on page. Don't worry about links, and do some schema and get some clicks over there. And you'll definitely jump up. Definitely.
You will. You've done the hard part. Just keep going. Be patient as well. Craig Mullins is saying that it's just finished rolling out the July update. Google confirmed Lily Ray is going to send a report of the update soon. Keep your eyes on Lily Ray. She talks a lot of sense. Daniel Douglas. So after he recreates the linked URLs, are you pushing out a bunch of info content on the age domain before publishing a lot of commercial intent content? What is your strategy, Chris? Do you mix it up, or all one and then the commercial content? What do you tend to do?
100%. If we have to put a set on it, it depends on the SERP, but generally 3 pieces of information to promote a commercial-based intent keyword, right? So plus these are now your link magnets. I can build links to these. I'm pushing it up, right? So that was probably what I would be doing. Every 1 piece of commercial intent, build out at least 3 pieces of informational-based content, without a doubt. And then all those pages that you're recreating and building links, once you start seeing traffic, then set the internal links going to the pages that you want to rank. Like those pages that you're building off ODS that have the link juice, that are getting, once you get them indexed and you see traffic, because those links aren't validated till the traffic comes. Once I see that, then point them, build out your commercial intent keywords, build out the info content, silo that stuff, build the links to the info content, and then point everything up at that money page. And then go buy some traffic to it. And then see you later. Have a good day.
So Sashi is saying that SEO takes a long time. How do you stay motivated, Chris? So you've got yourself a new project. Let's just say it's an affiliate website. You're doing what you just described there to Daniel. You're doing your research, getting all this kind of content. You've maybe not made money in the first couple of months. How do you stay motivated?
Staying motivated is far removed from SEO, right? What I have to do in the physical to eat and get money is far different than what motivates me to do that, right? So, just your family. I don't know. Family, I guess, is probably the true motivator. I'm just hungry. I need money. I have 2 kids. I don't know. Hunger, baby.
But you also have to have confidence in your own ability, Sashi. If you're doing something, if you believe what you're doing is the correct thing, then I don't think, you should have too much problem staying motivated because you've got family or whatever, you've got friends that you want to have a better car than or whatever it might be. There's so many things to help you stay motivated. I don't particularly want to be the richest guy in the world, but as long as I can compete and have a nice car the same as my friends, go on holiday, do the things that I want to do, that's enough to keep me motivated. I don't need to be a billionaire, but we've got families and stuff to feed, and that's it. And I'm confident in what I do, so I don't sit there going, oh, will it happen, will it happen, will it happen? So it sounds potentially that, it does take a long time. You can also look at using ads, Facebook traffic, and anything else to get the cash flow in and get traffic there if you're waiting for the SEO to kick in as well. So there's loads of different things you can do to start making money, but making money off the bat straight away is what you want to do. So with any project, I would always look at it as a marketing campaign overall, not just solely focused on SEO. I know that I need to do other things to get cash flow, get the brand out there, whatever it may be. And yeah, you just got to think long term, but do not just wait on SEO kicking in, especially deep down in your heart if you know you don't have the budget or you're not applying the right time or the right techniques to be able to get you to where you need to be. So don't kid yourself on them is all I can really say. But Simon Hogbin,
hey, son.
Good to see you, mate. Hope all is well in sunny Leeds. David Troy, is it possible to outrank a brand for its product keywords?
What? The money, depending on the brand, obviously, right? But there's so many more avenues to take that why, right? Why would I want to spend the money and the effort? You're going to spend double the money, more effort to potentially get there when I could create the reviews. I can create the other presences. I could do the versus pages. I can create any other traffic that they're getting. I can go out and recreate easily, and they don't care about that. Right. You know what I mean? So, and then too, on top of it too, I wouldn't. It just depends on the brand though. There's a lot of other better things you could do that I would be doing.
Especially if it's a big brand, you do not want to be taking someone on where it's just going to be a bottomless pit of money to do that. So, and remember all the click-through rate and everything else. Google's not stupid. It's not going to rank you for a big proper brand.
That's right.
So times have changed, but yeah, many other things you can do. Talking about things to do, what do you do, Chris, while you're waiting for your rankings to kick in? You launching other websites? Are you launching more content? What are you doing in the background?
Well, if the content strategy is already built out, which it most definitely is, right? The linking strategy is already in place. We already have that one done. Generally, I'm already looking to what's next. So, and to be honest with you, at this point, I already know what's next. It's let me get this done so I can move on to what's next. So, yeah. It's always what's next, always. That's why I love it, because it's just so fast and it never stops, and it's highly competitive. It's like a nerd's contact sport. It's perfect for me, So
what I would say to David Troy here is you should never be sitting waiting for your rankings to kick in. There's always something to do or something to learn. But as Chris says, there's always another thing. So, at the start, you go get your citations, you do this, you do your keyword read. You should have, before you set out 10 things to do, 15 things, 20 things to do, whether that's buying your citations, doing this, getting that content, whatever, there's always going to be a whole bunch of stuff. And then it's rinse and repeat, do more of that. So if you've done everything and you're just waiting for it to rank, get some more content in for the next few months or whatever it might be. Keep that wheel moving so that you get some continuity and everything as well. So,
and let me add on to that too. I see this a lot with clients waiting for it to rank for the keywords that you want, but don't be blinded by that. Go and check what's Google. Google might be serving you for other stuff. Go build those pages out so you can get those quick wins. Nothing will keep you hungrier more than getting those easy wins. So once I start seeing some traffic, those are the pages you want to go out and build. Because once you get some wins, you get on that winning streak, it's a lot easier to keep waiting, right? So, don't be blinded by the things that you want, your 5 or 10 keywords that you really want. You know, hey, if I'm getting traffic over here, screw it. I'll just go build those pages too. Yeah. So that was a lesson for me. You know, like, oh, I'm dead set on these. Yeah, but I'm getting 1,200 a week from over here. I'm going to go build those, you know? So
yeah, exactly. Follow the money.
Follow the money, follow the dollar. Yes. Well said, Craig. Follow the dollar. Yes.
Code Nerds is asking, considering the importance of proper internal linking, what are your thoughts on Link Whisper? Do you recommend this tool? I personally do. I do use it and I love it. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't personally use it, right? But there's been some sites where I was looking and analyzing, and I was like, I guarantee you're messing up on your internal linking, right? And I go and I check, and there's like 57 internal links coming to the page. I'm like, damn, this is done well. Where are they? And he's like, oh, I installed Link Whisper. So, you know, it works. I've never used it though. So, that's all I have to say about that. It works, man, for sure.
Daniel Douglas has a question for you, Chris.
Sure.
When you say you buy traffic, are you talking about AdWords to collect more keyword data, or just to get more visitors on the site via any traffic source? He's just curious to know.
Well, that's an interesting, generally there's a big picture going on. And then the smaller one is I just want to get some activity to the page, right? Then on top of that too, you'll start noticing some other weird clicks coming in where you can get some additional data, but I'm not going to spend time chasing that unless I'm seeing a lot. But then the bigger picture is there's just some kind of magic there, man. Like, it's hard to say what it is, but when you pay, you get a boost. I don't know why, but go look at all the big brands. Go look at all of them. The number one biggest traffic that any brand gets is for its own name, right? And I understand that they don't want other people competing for their name, but why do they all pay for traffic on top of their name? Kind of interesting, right? I know, yeah, they don't want other people betting on it and all that stuff, right? I understand that. But too, like, you see all these sites that are doing very well, they'll usually, they're paying for it too. They already got number one ranking, but they're paying too. And it could be a small brand. I think it's attributing, man. It's a helpful thing. Try it out. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Talking about staying motivated and all that kind of stuff. More testosterone, says Craig Mullins. Get those injections, keeps you motivated. I'm pretty sure you're taking injections to some description there in the background, Chris. I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
He takes his rocket fuel. His rocket fuel and his tobacco is enough for Chris to go crazy. That keeps him motivated. But
in high school, never injections though. But like and stuff, like when we were wrestling in school in high school, and then yes, but not. I'm 36. No, I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Chris is already crazy enough.
I don't need that. No
caffeine, and he's all over the place and a very happy man. So long may that continue. Daniel Douglas is saying his job is soul destroying. That's a massive motivation. You do have that. If you're in some shit ass job and you want to go out and work for yourself and make your own money, that should be motivation enough. To hell for having that boss bossing you around and telling you when and when you can't have a holiday, telling you when and when you can't work. Sack that. That should be enough to get anyone out of a job, really, in my opinion. So yeah, great example there, Daniel, and hope you are using it. So All-Purpose Work is asking, how is hosting and support? Do you use them, Chris? I've personally not, so no idea.
I see them pumping a lot over in Black Hat World. I've never used them. Then I've never used them. I have no idea how they are.
So no comment on that front. I don't like to say yes if I've not personally used it. So yeah, I'm sure they are fine, but do your own due diligence. Link Whisper. Anyway, David Troy, I have a page ranking for 50 similar long tail keywords, but they're for positions 4 to 8. What should I do so they all rank number 1 eventually? I can't include them in the title and each one as I have maxed out the limits.
Yeah. Well, if you're ranking for them and the words aren't on the page, get them on the page. And you want to hurry up and do this before Google decides what you're going to rank for. So I would establish and understand which one's the highest converting, which one's the best for that page. Target that one and then get all the other long tails within the body content. Because eventually, you know, I've seen it time and time again, Google's going to pick one. And that page, you're going to go from that 50 to, you know, 10 or 20 if they're all similarly related. If they're all related, it's going to pick eventually. So get them on the page, optimize for the one that you really want, you know, or 2. That's what I would do. So, you know, take your time. Usually when you have a lot of long tails, though, I've seen that before. And that was some of the recent updates. You know, your page is getting all these, you're getting all these rankings, you're getting all this traffic, and you're ranking for all these keywords. The traffic will stay the same, but the keyword amount goes down, right? There was like a recent update. I noticed this a lot. So optimize, tune, get those other words into the body content, and I think you'll be well off.
Mark Lawrence is asking, how come the Scottish guy has a better tan than the American dude? Where are you going wrong, Chris?
I'm grinding, dude. I work. I'm here all day, dude. I'm
Chris
grinding,
is in
bro.
the dungeon. His wife doesn't let him see the light of day. He's got to stay down there making money whilst I sunbathe and shit. So, yeah. Mark, I've told you, it's all happening up here at the lock. And, yeah, take advantage of the sunshine. You probably could be doing with Mark. He's another guy. He stays in his house and just works like a dog.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he does.
And he has very pasty skin. Dean Davis, do you use AI copywriting for SEO? Is it necessary? So are you using any AI for your content, Chris?
I'm dabbling with it. Some of the better clients that I have, like Hampton guys, and you know, depending on the service that I have, they have good writers, right? Like we pay way more than I would pay, right? But that's what they want, and you don't want to mess with it. So I don't for particular people, but for my own stuff, dabbling. Yes, I'm playing around with a couple AIs. One in particular I'm really playing around with now, trying to learn it. So yeah, yes, but I don't use it for anything worthwhile. No.
Cool. Is that the same AI tool that I've been playing around with? Is that the one you're playing with?
Siphon?
No.
What are you playing around with? Copy AI?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You swindler.
No,
which one are you using?
I'm serious. I'm using the copywriting AI.ai.
Yeah, no, that's not the one. I'm trying all of them. But a friend of mine within my group gave me access to GPT-3, so I'm just messing around with that. There's a couple like Ghostwriter and a couple guys that are, you know, small projects that no one heard about, like nobody's promoting. I want to see what the guys are working on, you know, like the people that understand it, what are they making, you know? And I like to play around with those tools, you know?
Yeah, it's always good to play around with tools.
Yeah.
But all-purpose work is another question. Does having too many LSI keywords confuse Google and distract it from ranking the main target keywords?
Never. No, that's the big difference nowadays, in my opinion, right? The words that are often talked about when talking about a primary keyword, it used to be get the primary keyword on the page more times and you're going to win. Now it's be more relevant, aka LSI co-occurring keywords. The more relevant, the higher you're going to rank. So, and then the more uniqueness, and uniqueness is not, oh, mine's, you know, it's not copy pasted unique as in actually has more unique words on the page.
Yeah,
definitely. Without a doubt, man.
Kathleen Flack has a question. Any idea where GMB is pulling the age of business? It can't be from the domain age or schema. Does it pull it from where you see the business started at the back of your GMB? That's where I believe it to pull from. So in your GMB, you have the ability to put the business start date there. And
I'm always banging into this thing.
Honestly, I've never known a guy that bloody that falls down so much with.
Well, I had it strapped up there, but then I'll do other calls and I take it down. So it's like you gotta find a happy medium, you know. It's like, well, do I want it permanently there or no? You know. I'm working on another room though. I got something else going on soon. It'll be crazy, man. That's gonna be crazy.
But what is your answer to Kathleen Flack? Are GMB pulling it from the back end of GMB or multiple sources, in your opinion?
So that's an interesting question. That's an interesting statement because I've seen it. Generally, it's going to pull off that start date.
Yeah.
But then I've seen businesses that you could change that back. You can start it at 17, right? But then it's going to collaborate between, hey, when was that site registered? You know, and it was connected. So it's all different, but generally it just takes from the GMB. Generally, whenever that was started, that's your business date.
And just one thing I want to clarify here for Sashi, please don't look for testosterone injections. It was a joke from Craig Mullins. We're not condoning that you go out and get injections, especially when you're 22-year-old. So please do not take that seriously. Just sort your mind out and do things in your head to motivate yourself. Do not take things for it.
That's going to just disrupt. Yeah, you don't want that, dude. Then you'll be crazy. No, don't do that. No, man.
We have Huey or HUI or Hui, whatever way you want to say it. Hopefully I pronounced one of those right. Apologies if I've not. But it's a question for you, Chris. For inner pages, keywords, do we still need to build citations all over again and other foundation Web 2.0s to get rankings? So that's for inner pages.
You don't need to. No, you don't need to. You don't need to do that. No, you don't need to.
Right, so let me rephrase this just in case he's asking something slightly different. If I'm wanting to rank for 3 locations, Chris, one being Orlando, another one being New York, and another one being, I don't know, Pittsburgh or something like that, would I do citations to those 3 individual pages, a different set of citations?
Definitely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
I think that's the answer you might be looking for, but
for sure. Absolutely.
If
whatever
not, then ask it again and we'll try and get to the answer. But I think that's what you were potentially trying to angle at. Randy, did you see the rain video that Chris posted? I don't think he lives near the sun. I don't think he does, not by looking at his skin. And Randy also adds, take a look at Copysmith for AI content. Paul Clark, good to see you, mate. David Troy, any tips for getting mass page sites to stay indexed? I have a tip first, and then we'll come to Chris. Do not push out too many pages at the one time. Try and drip feed them out because that gives you a better chance of them staying indexed. If you're going to smash loads out, lots will drop out the index. Try and drip feed the content on there. Of course, get links. Of course, do other things to get them indexed, and hopefully they remain there. But I think no longer can you just start slamming out, thousands of pages at a time. So I've found they're sticking better if I drip the pages out over a prolonged period of time I use Mass Page plugin and playing around with it just now. But trying to get them to stay indexed is the hardest part. So just trying to figure out the exact knack of it. But yeah, I'm just finding the drip feeding method better. But what about you, Chris?
Yeah, doing smaller batches. It doesn't have to hit that 60%, but we need to get a little bit more uniqueness on the page, right? Anchor text. You need to have a little bit of a variance of uniqueness on the page for sure. And then do batches of, say, 50, maybe 100. Do smaller batches, get a little bit more unique. yeah, that's it, man. Keeping stuff indexed is always an interesting thing.
It is. Paul Clark has an interesting question. What's the difference between a silo and keyword clusters? Clusters is a new buzzword he's hearing a lot lately. Are they the same thing, Chris? Or do you see them as different?
They are. A silo and a cluster are relatively the same, except for a cluster, instead of it siloed, it's going to other pieces of content as well. So it's more of a cluster, right? So basically the same concept, but a cluster is more internally linked through different concepts and different silos. It's hard. It's hard to. I could draw it out for you, but it's a little bit. It's the same thing, really. It's the same thing, except for there's more internal linking going back and forth, pretty much.
Hopefully that helps you, Mr. Paul Clark. Hope all is well. What is the best on-page course that you would recommend?
That's easy.
I've got an on-page section on my YouTube channel. Tells you everything you need to know. But where after that, Chris?
I mean, for me, if Kyle Roof, Kyle's course is what I've gone through it. I mean, who else would I want to learn from? If I was going to learn on page, I want to learn it from Kyle. That's,
Kyle knows his stuff, comes highly recommended, and he is also a very nice guy. So check it out. Next question. We'll do a couple of questions, then I'm going to find out what this coupon code Chris was talking about earlier is. So we'll go through the last couple of questions. All-purpose work. What is something went wrong? If the issue persists, try again in a few hours while doing URL inspection in the Search Console. What is that, Chris, when it says that?
Something, well, I would think that it was something that went wrong, and if the issue were to persist, I would just check back in a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. You know what I mean, though. I don't know. It's just an issue. Check back in a couple hours, and maybe it'll be resolved. Usually for me, I'm impatient. I'll just refresh the page. Maybe you're using a VPN. Maybe you got stuff running in the background. Maybe it's just a glitch. Just try it again, and it should be fine.
David Troy, for mass page, do you recommend building multiple smaller sites over one big site that has pages dripped out slowly? So is it one big website, or are you using multiple sites for this, Chris?
Well, I only have one that I would consider a mass page. However, I have seen a lot of guys that have done this very successful. Well, a guy that has done this successfully. So, it's multiple pages that aren't tens of thousands of pages, where is your first inclination that you would think of mass page. I'm thinking of 10,000 pages, right? A couple hundred, maybe 1,000 pages, a lot of them. Maybe even competing in the same SERP to take up more space. I would just keep it smaller scale and go for a few. Maybe
I would tend to agree. That always works best, niching down, if you like, into smaller clusters. We'll call it cluster. Yeah. We'll throw that word in there as well. Dean Davis, Copysmith is okay. I've had a review on Copy AI versus Jarvis on my YouTube. I just wondered if Chris and Craig were worried about Google's latest AI update. Are you worried about it, Chris?
I'm personally not, no.
I'm not, for me personally, I'm not invested enough in AI content to be too worried about it, because I don't really use it that much. I've been playing around with it. But do I long-term think that Google will be able to detect AI content?
Definitely.
If they can't already, then 100%. Is that stuff going to rank well? I think Google will. If it does rank well in the short term, I think we revert back to what Chris said at the start. Google are always going to be looking for quality. And I think if you do not refine that AI content with a bit of quality and everything else, then I do feel that you may suffer in the longer term. So That's just my own personal opinion. I may be completely wrong with that, but I just can't see people getting away with AI content and not having to do any work. I think Google will be looking for more than that. So,
and think about that. I mean, you have a team. Let's just take Copy AI, a team. Let's take, what do you got? 30 guys? Let's say 40 guys, 50 guys that work at Copy AI, and they've created something. The same kind of team is over at Google, and they want to combat this now, or whatever, whoever. Which team's going to win? I don't know. Which team do you bet on? I don't know. For me, that's why, to me, it's just like, can AI detect AI?
Of course it can.
And it's not even AI. Technically speaking, it's not creating. It already has to have a corpus, a training set. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know, man. It's just opinion. Just my opinion.
Last two. Quickest way to update the domain authority in a website, Chris. The safest and quickest way. Are these two conflicting words, safest and quickest?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Safe and quick are two different things. There's a fast way. I could maybe show you how to do that. Maybe I wouldn't do it for free, but I could show you how to do it really fast. But then again, is it going to actually do anything? Just one, improving a rating from a third-party score? Maybe not so much. So safe and quick are two different things. And also, I don't think that, I've seen low DR rank very high against high DR, and they were underneath them. So I think there's just more to it, and I wouldn't be concerned with that. So,
Shivo, not seen any questions from you. All I can see is these two. David Troy's asking, how do you stay ahead of SEO updates, Chris?
I just follow the process. It's pretty much the same. I mean, best practice, no matter who you ask, top level guy, $5,000 an hour guy, or $50 an hour guy, right? Best practice is generally the best practice. You ask Craig, you ask Kyle, you ask Diggity, you ask Matthew Woodward, whoever you ask, I guarantee you that 85%, 90% is going to say, okay, this. That's how you stay ahead, in my opinion. Right? And what do you think, Craig? Am I off base, maybe?
Oh, definitely not. I think we're all playing the same game. We may word it slightly different, but yeah, it is what it is. And SEO is SEO, and most of the guys are doing a similar thing, even if they try and word it slightly differently. It's still the same thing. So there you go. Couple of last comments. Are you guys using Keyword Cupid? I am. Surfer, I do. And finding your main keyword via SEMrush and stuff, yes. So yes to all of that. I also want to highlight one other thing from all-purpose work. Yes, all the time. I have articles that fail. Some articles just do not want to move, and you need to go in and tweak them and tweak them and tweak them. That happens to us all. Anyone who says they don't is a liar. So, Chris, you've had that right. You've put up something and it's just not done anything. You're like, what the fuck? Why is this not moving, right? So,
yes, all the time.
Happens to everyone.
It's actually part of the strategy.
Yeah. Do you keep trying? Do you tweak it? Do you leave it? What are you doing?
I'll generally go back once or twice. If I can't get favored, then I'll just move on. Generally though, if you're well optimized and you're tuned properly, if I can't get onto page 2 or 3 when I first launch it, and you go in and tweak it, if you're not moving up slightly in the course of time, then it's probably not ever going to make it. Generally. Yeah. That's a big answer though. It's for, you know what I mean? That's hard to say.
Shivu wants to know if SEO is dead. Someone says SEO is dead. So Shivu, this is the last one we can answer. SEO is dead. Move on to something else and leave all your money for me to gobble up. Believe what you will. Certainly not dead. Chris, is it dead or alive?
Very alive. I think it's very alive. I think things are changing, but it's definitely alive.
So before we shoot off, Chris,
yes.
We have got a thank you from Richard. No problem at all, Richard. Glad we can help. But before we shoot off, we want to add some value to this audience. what was that chat about coupon codes and discounts and things that you mentioned earlier?
Oh yeah. So here, I'll put it into the chat. Here's a coupon for anybody that's in here. So tomorrow I have a session. You could stay for the whole thing if you want, right? It's from 12 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. But during these sessions for each of the groups, I'm going to teach the new training for indexing links, indexing websites, a couple tricks, some hacks. I'll answer your questions. But there's a coupon. You can join us. I'm going to teach it. You can come anytime that you want during that frame. And then, yes, on top of that, at the very end, it'll be chopped up and you'll have access to it. The same page where you go get the links, there's links in there to join the meet where I'll teach it live. That same place will have the recordings and it'll be slightly edited and modified to make it fit. All right, so there you go.
It is on the screen, guys. It is in the chat. Make sure.
Oh, wait a second. I'm so sorry.
Not that one?
Yeah, not that one. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that one. Sorry. Come on, Chris, get with the program here. Here, products only. Here, let me I don't know, have any idea why I did that. I don't know. Let's just do this real fast. Sorry, Craig. Sorry about that.
Take your time.
Yeah.
If people want it, they can hang on. So don't jump away too quickly, guys. I know a lot of you are saying goodbye and all that, but hang around.
Yeah, stick tight.
Anything that's free from Chris, steal it, or not free, but discounts, whatever.
Discount.
He's a tight, miserable guy, so let's take what we can from him. I'm only kidding. He's not tight.
I'm sometimes. It depends. There we go. Sorry about that.
Right, so copy.
I'm gonna have to remove that other one though. I just realized what I was doing in that one.
And I will put it in the chat just now. So the coupon code, please blank out that other one that Chris said, but it's on the screen and in the chat. If you want that coupon code, go to that link, check out
there you go.
what is going on, and get your discount, man. So
enjoy me.
Yeah, take full advantage of this man's generosity. But on that note, guys, thank you very much for being here. Please do give us a like. Do check out Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube, and make sure you have subscribed to the channel before you leave.
Somebody use the other one. What the? That's a completely different program. That's funny, man. I love it.
No worries.
That's cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you.